Hello and welcome back to another stream. In our previous episode, we learned how to create a new project using Laravel Herd. The project was called Hello YouTube over here, and we learned how to open it in our Explorer. So let's pick up where we left off. This is the project list in our Explorer window on Windows. I'm going to go into it. I'm going to right click, shift and right click by the way, and select open with code, or else you can just go to Visual Studio Code and open this as a folder. We don't need this anymore, so I'm going to close that, have this be on the side, and open hello YouTube .test. Okay, looks good. So this episode is all about routes. What are routes? Routes simply mean what should load when the user goes to the home page. In this case is this. Or if I go to the about page, what should load? Right now it will give me an error, of course. What should load on the contact contact page, and what should load on whatever it could be, the page. This could be anything you want. So these are routes. Think of routes as like a directory of sorts or a map of sorts. Okay, so this tells Laravel what should load where. Now real quick, the first item on our agenda is serving the website. If you did not use Herd to set up Laravel, you might have to quickly go to your terminal in the folder that you're in. So for example, if I open the folder here in VS Code like this, and you need to type in these three words: PHP artisan serve. Okay, so for example over here, PHP artisan serve, you need to type these three and hit enter. I'm not going to do that because I used Laravel Herd, but in case you followed a different method and then you weren't able to get to this page, type this and there'll be a link that pops up. Click on it. Fine, I'll show you exactly how. So this is the link. Okay, this is your home IP address. Click on this and you'll get to pretty much the same page. You're here on the same page. It's just that it won't have this project.test domain, but it's inconsequential. It's just a nice to have. So I'm going to quit this by pressing Ctrl C, type in yes, Y, enter. That's how you do it if you're not using Laravel Herd. If you are, just continue along. Okay, now the first item on agenda is to talk about routes. We discussed what they are. Now let's see what they look like. I'm going to go into routes over here. I'm going to make it a little bigger. Okay, this should be a little better. So inside routes there's web.php. So these are the web routes. I'm going to make this a little smaller for my comfort. Okay, I don't care about this at all. I never want to see this again. Turn off notifications. Okay, so these are routes, and just looking at this code, what does this tell you? Whenever we submit a GET request simply means going to a web page. So if I go to google.com, I sent a GET request to Google. Okay, so whenever I send a GET request to /, which means this, which means nothing at all, website / just translates to the home page. Okay, so this could, if it was something like about, then this will be that. Return the view for welcome. Run a function that returns the view for welcome. That's what it says. Okay, now this is interesting. Welcome. What is welcome? We know that we need to return a view for welcome. Where is the views directly? Maybe it's in public. No, it's not. Resources. Yes, it is. So in resources, I'm learning along with you. Okay, there's something called welcome. If you can't find that out ever, just press Command P on if you're using Visual Studio Code. If you're using another editor, there should be a similar thing. Press Command P and type welcome. There you go. Welcome.blade.php is in resources /views. I'm gonna hit enter. Let's see what it looks like. Is this what welcome dot? Yeah. Yeah, see, documentation, Laravel has wonderful documentation covering. Documentation, Laravel has one. This is the web page that we're looking for. Okay, so this is what the welcome route is. Let's just change all of this. Just ignore blade.php, but I'll give you a brief overview. Blade.php is Laravel's templating engine. Okay, what that means is Blade.php is a layer of abstraction on top of PHP that tells Laravel how to make things look on a web page. Now you might see something more verbose. I'm getting this tailwind icon and dot 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 because of an extension that I have installed. I prefer this because it makes traversing through the document object model or traversing through the web page easier. But you don't have to. I'll show you the extension. Control Shift X. It's called Tailwind something. Yeah, Tailwind Fold. This is the extension. So this turns into that. Okay. Now coming back to our welcome.blade.php. Let's delete everything inside the body because we don't need that. And not everything in the, yeah, let's just delete everything inside the body. Okay, it should give us a blank page because the entire body is deleted. Let's see if that's true by hitting refresh. Yeah, that is true. Now let's fix some content inside here. Let's add we don't even need the styles, but I'm gonna let this be here. Go to the body. Yeah, here's the body tag. I'm gonna add an h1 that says hello YouTube and go back to our web page, hit refresh. There you go. So that's how you know that this is the web page that's loading every time we go to the home page, which is the /. Now the next thing to learn is this is a little inefficient. Can we do something little better? I think we can. If we go to the web routes and create a new route by typing our route : get request. Let's say if we go to /about, not dot about, /about, then return a function. So give me a function, an anonymous one that return. How about we return just a string here? This is the about page. Okay, if we hit refresh, this should still work. Oh no, I keep forgetting. Yeah, now this should still work. I keep forgetting the semicolon everywhere. Here as well? Yeah, of course, because that's the end of a statement. Yes. Okay, so this still works. We need to go to about. So about, no, not any about, just this website /about. Fingers crossed. Yeah, this is the about page. Hello. Yeah, indeed it is. That's what's happening. Now, why would you want to do that? This is interesting for several reasons. For primarily testing before you create an entire view, then return a function to show that view. It's usually easier to just return a string. So this is useful, right? This is the about page. Hello. It is useful. Now I'm a little distracted because there's a bunch of errors here. Let me remove the styles so that there's no more errors, because I think this is to do with unused styles. Also, I'm not a fan of inline styles. Yeah, See, that fixed it without having much of an impact on this. Yeah, it did have an impact. It just removed styling, but that's fine. We probably don't need any of these as well, the fonts. But I'm gonna not do that anymore. I'm gonna not worry about any of this. Okay, now let's do something interesting and replicate this exact thing that we saw in the contacts page. Okay, so we were returning a string here, but let's do this for a new web page. Route get contact, and that returns a function. So the function returns a view, and let's call that view about. Are we good? Now there is no about.php. Let's create one. I'm gonna go to the file explorer here. The keyboard shortcuts I'm using is Control B to hide or show the sidebar, and Control E to go to Explorer. Okay, we are in here, views, welcome. So let me create a new one called about. I'm not going to call it about.blade.php, but I'll just call it about.php. And over here, just have a normal web page. Did I say about? I meant contact, right? Yeah, the contact should load contact. Excuse me. I'm going to call this contact. And here I'm gonna say contact us. Hello H1. Hello, email us at. I'll have this as a paragraph text that says contact@example.com. Okay, let's see if everything worked. Go to the contact page. Yeah, everything did work. Email is at, no, email us at. Okay, excuse me. So that's how you do this in 3 different ways. One is blade.php, so that was the welcome.blade.php. The other one is just returning a normal string, normal message. This is the error page, or this is the about page, for example. The other one is returning a PHP page. So this is just contact.php, you see over here. Okay, now note that you don't need to say welcome.blade.php, just welcome is enough. Similarly, you don't need to say contact.php, just contact is enough. Now let's do something interesting, more interesting in fact. If I get a if I need a get request for something like API, okay, so I'm creating a get request for API function. How about I try to return an array? Return associative array that's name is Jeremy Blake, and Jeremy's hobby is piano. Okay, so this is an array. Real quick, what do you think will happen? This should be a giveaway because I've written /API. It's probably going to, if it works, return a JSON object, and yes, it does. So let's pretty print this. It returns an object where the name is the key and the value is Jeremy Blake. Hobby is the key, value is piano. So the associative array returns as a JSON object, as a key value pair. This will be very useful if you're creating an API of sorts. So more on that later. API is, for example, if you need to fetch the weather from somewhere, then you get the API from OpenWeather. So this is how computers talk to each other. Don't worry about it too much right now if you're new to API, but if you know what APIs are, this should be extremely useful. So this is what I wanted to cover today in routes. These are the 4 important things to get you started with the basics of routes. Thank you for watching. I'll see you again next time. Bye.